In 1945, Bescast began as Brown Pattern Works by George Brown in Willoughby, Ohio. First making wood and metal pattern tooling for sand foundries, George soon began creating his own aluminum castings. Doing business as Brown Engineering Service Company in the early 1950s, he entered the world of precision casting with an innovative new process. His approach to casting aluminum fuel pump impellers featured specialized plaster molds and was so unique, he applied for and was granted 2 U.S. patents in 1965. As his company grew in the 1960s, the added capabilities of air melting and vacuum melting triggered the interest of General Electric aircraft. The uncommon combination of the machining capabilities from the pattern shop and the growing knowledge of the casting process was very appealing to many aerospace customers. The can-do attitude of the managers was key to the early success. The creative team included John Gallagher and sons David and George Brown. As the years passed by, the family business developed a fine reputation in the small community of suppliers. Major aerospace manufacturers began relying on Bescast to develop new castings. In 2010, Bescast was selected for a unique request. The challenge was to create a simple casting of a new and innovative design for a proposal to GE Aviation's fuel nozzle design team. In 10 days, the Bescast team delivered the casting. A decision was made at GE Aviation that would alter the future of Bescast. Six months would pass before Bescast was contacted by GE Aviation's fuel nozzle design team. Their purpose was to gauge the interest in their development program on a next-generation fuel delivery system, later known as LEAP. Leading-edge aviation propulsion. The work began on the co-engineering design effort, a new endeavor for Bescast. Soon after, Bescast acquired the capability of casting process simulation using ProCast software, which began the challenging process of providing feedback on GE designs without the need for creating castings. This began a series of trials with evolving designs from the GE team. The first models were printed in rapid prototype wax, gated, cast, and inspected.
ProCast simulations allowed us to analyze GE's designs for potential casting defects. Designing a process that would yield a shrink-free part was a difficult task.
The software required the adjustment of many variables based on validation using actual casting trials.
In this program, GE's designs push the envelope of castability with the goal of balancing strength and weight for all components.
This was clearly an extraordinary tool for the foundrymen that required sharpening before it could be used for accurate predictions.
Starting in 2012, more than 50 simulations were performed on 16 unique models before ultimately arriving at 5 geometries for actual casting trials.
In 2013, through the concurrent engineering performed in the previous 3 years, GE and Bescast arrived at the geometry for the first engine tests. To meet the program schedule, Bescast took advantage of the latest rapid prototype technologies with the high-definition printed pattern. There were many startup challenges for both the pattern supplier and the development team. This pattern design also presented challenges to the shelling process due to the length of the internal passage. The resultant casting quality was outstanding, and using this approach, the Bescast team have created and shipped over 1,300 parts to the customer for engine tests and production builds for the LEAP program. The LEAP engine is a brand new beginning for the aerospace industry. LEAP will bring 15% reduction in fuel consumption, and bring 75% reduction in noise in areas around airports and more than 50% reduction in harmful emissions. And that can be the difference between profit and loss of an airline. GE Aviation has sold 8,000 LEAP engines before the first engine has been put into production. This engine will become a cornerstone of everyday flying. This is a golden moment in aviation history. Bescast is proud to be a design partner with GE Aviation on the LEAP program. Bescast, casting your next success story.